What up, everybody? Thank you, as always, for tuning in to PDubs Arcade Loft, where we always appreciate it when you come and hang out upstairs with us. I got to tell you something, guys. Today might be Sunday, and it just seemed like the perfect time, the perfect opportunity for all of us to get together one more time. And as you guys know, just try to hold back Monday just a little bit further. Try and keep Monday from approaching where we go back to work, where we go back to the daily grind, where we go back to dealing with all the stuff we normally have to deal with during those beautiful work days. Guys, it is Sunday. It's the I Hate Monday show, the one show where you and I can hold back Monday just a little while longer, get together and talk about some home arcades and gaming. I'm your host, PDubs Arcade Loft, as always. If you're here in the live chat, do me a huge favor and let me know, man. Start shouting it out. Wake up. I know it's early on a Sunday for a broadcast, but I had some free time. I actually finished editing a video. I'm scheduling it to be posted tomorrow, Monday. And I really don't have anything else going on right now this afternoon, except for, I have to do other stuff. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to pop on because there's some interesting news items that I want to talk about with you guys. So, and let you know what I think and also find out your thoughts. Also, do me a favor. There's a poll. Make sure you vote in the poll and be honest. Be honest. Support your honest. It's a judgment-free zone. The poll in the live chat right now says, how often do you play your home arcade products? All these things. Do you play them every day? Are you addicted? You have to play some kind of arcade machine every day. And I'm not talking consoles. I'm not talking retro gaming. I'm talking these products that take up space in our homes, a lot of space. These home arcades and pinball machines. How often do you play? Do you play every day? Do you play maybe once a week? Like we're all busy. We got lives. We got jobs. We got kids. We got responsibilities. You can't just play this shit every single day. Some of you do, and that's fantastic. But do you play once a week? Like, hey, Saturday's my free day. I get to play on my arcades, right? Do you play just a couple times a week? Or do you just play like if you looked at a month, maybe you played once or twice during the month because you're just that busy? You're just that busy. Make sure you answer that poll. Answer it honestly. It's a judgment-free zone. We'll get to that poll back here in just a little later in the show. We'll let that marinate for a little bit, and we'll get back to that poll and we'll talk we'll talk about it. Calvin Wong is here. What's up, Calvin? Mitchie B is here. Michael B, the Game Genie. GG. Quentin's here. JT is here. Mikado's here. Cyan Spirits is here. Jim, the Pacers fan, is here as well. JR is here. Goofy Foot. Some of our favorites are still here. Buy Stuff Arcades. I'm actually going to be speculating a little bit more about what you guys will be announcing later this week. We got Goofy Foot again. JT. We got Quentin. Who else is here? We have Neo Severa, who says he wishes he had more time. I love Neo Severa's YouTube channel. Make sure you guys check him out on YouTube, especially if you're interested in anything, as you could assume, Neo Geo related. Hat Fan Experience is here. Meatball Saucy. I fire up the arcade at least once a week. Cornercade says, let's go. There you guys go. Boom. All right, let's dive into some topics here. There's a number of things I want to talk about. I want to talk about Texas Chainsaw. And another reason we're doing this today, the I Hate Monday show, is I got plans this evening. And then tomorrow I got stuff going on with my job. I'm not going to be able to do an I Hate Monday show. So I figured if I'm going to do my solo stream of the week, we're going to have to do it right now. We're going to have to do it this afternoon. And that's another reason why we decided to do an I Hate Monday show instead of a Multicade Monday. So there will not be a Multicade Mondays tomorrow. Just a heads up there. I just got too much going on, guys. Looked at my work schedule. I'm like, crap, with what I got going on, it ain't happening. We're going to talk about Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Buy Stuff Arcades, that's coming out later this week. We're going to talk about Arcade1Up. Oh my God. AtGames, got a couple of items for AtGames and a few items for New Wave Toys. So it should be an interesting broadcast. Let's see here. JCat says he doesn't work, so he gets to play his ALP 4K every day since he got it. There you go. And welcome to the show, Fenshiro. There you go. Boom. All right. So let's dive into it. So later on this week, I believe on June 6th, Zen Studios is releasing their next Pinball M table. And I want to get your guys' feedback. Are you guys excited about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre coming out on Pinball M? I got to tell you something. There is something about Pinball M that just appeals to me. Maybe it's the fact that, I loved horror movies, thrillers, slasher movies growing up. And, a lot of these great movies like Chucky, The Thing, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, although I think this game is based on one of the more newer Texas Chainsaw movies, right? Not like one of the older original classic Chainsaw movies, but still, it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's Leatherface. I just get excited, man. I think Pinball M, in my opinion, is probably the best thing that Zen Studios has done for years. I mean, yeah, we've seen them just do IP after IP after IP. They've brought in movies and TV shows and video game partnerships. And, we've seen a lot of really cool stuff come out. But in my opinion, Pinball M has been the coolest shit that they've done. Not only are the games cool, but they're adult oriented, they're more mature themed. And of course, the games are super fun. But even better, Pinball M, like if you look at the Pinball FX3 user interface, and then you go look at the Pinball FX user interface, which is the latest, and then even with that big update, because they just put a big update in on Pinball FX. I'm sure a lot of you guys had to update your Pinball FX, whether it was on console or Steam or Epic, you had to update it. And they added a couple things to their user interface, but really, they didn't do... There's not as much customization and there's not as much replayability with their new user interface that there is with Pinball M. With Pinball M, there are so many cool things you can unlock, and it makes you want to keep playing. You get to customize your game rooms, but I'm not just talking, hey, you could put some trophies on the shelves. You get to unlock and customize the background, the walls, the pictures hanging on the walls. You get the pinball machine itself. And not only that, you get to unlock different kinds of flippers and different kind of balls and different kind of table effects and things you can put on the tables. There's like all this amazing, incredible stuff included with Pinball M that is not included on FX3 and is not included on FX. In my opinion, Pinball M is the best way to play Zen Studios pinball. In my opinion, they've hit a home run. I'm super excited that Texas Chainsaw Massacre is coming out later this week on June 6th. If you guys are going to be picking up Texas Chainsaw Massacre, let me know in the live chat below. To be transparent with you guys, Zen Studios did give me access to an early copy, and I did give it a test run earlier this morning, and I was very impressed. I was very impressed with this table. So I got to play it some more and then maybe film something because I only gave it a couple practice runs. And I'll play it more in detail, in depth, and I'll probably put together a video and show it off later this week when the embargo lifts. But it looks, it's fun. It's fun. It's bloody. It's a bloody good time. Can we just say that? It's a bloody good time. Jason says he's grabbing this table for sure. Mitchie says Pinball M needs to come. Well, they already did announce that Chucky and The Thing and some of these Pinball M tables are in fact coming to the AtGames Legends Pinball platform. They put out like their release, that press release where they said, hey guys, here's 45 more pinball packs from Zen Studios that are coming. Well, some of those games are Pinball M games, Mitch, so that should get you excited if that's how you want to play these games. Obviously, you'll have a better experience playing them on PC, Steam, via an OTG mode versus whatever AtGames comes up with. But still, if that's your only option, that's your only option to play. I'm not going to dog it. But yeah, man, we're going to get, those games on the AtGames platform, The Thing and Chucky. I can't remember if they said a third one and all that stuff. Hi, everyone. My first time here. Michael B is determined to troll me today. I don't know why, Mike. I don't know why you're trying to troll me today, buddy. Meatball Saucy. I will be getting it next weekend. I'm excited. It's a bloody good time. In fact, I think I'm going to title my YouTube video Texas Chainsaw Massacre Pinball. No, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, you have to say pinball. Texas Chainsaw Massacre Pinball. It's a bloody good time. I think that'll be the title of my video when I release it. Yeah, JT. Oh, snap, crackle, pop, snapping back at Michael B. Michael B said he's going to put out his video 1 minute ahead of mine. And JT says he'll wait 60 seconds for a superior video. Love you too, brother. Okay, let's move on. So, so that's what's going on with Pinball M. I'm excited, man. Despite the fact that what Zen is doing with AtGames hasn't really worked out yet. Let's be honest. It hasn't worked out. There's more complainers than there are people who are happy. There's more people not happy with the performance of the Zen games on that platform. But when it comes to all the other platforms, even the Nintendo Switch, which apparently still has issues with Pinball FX on Switch, which, excuse me, guys, I don't play Pinball FX on Switch. I play it on Steam PC, and I also have it on my PlayStation 5. So it runs great on both. No issues, right? So, I can't speak to the Nintendo Switch stuff. But what I can say is, despite what, the issues and the challenges they're having with the hardware and the software on the AtGames side, Zen Studios has pumped out like 40 some games ever since they originally announced Pinball FX, like 40 brand new games in just a couple of years. I mean, guys, that's a lot of freaking games. And a lot of these games are super cool. And I'm always on the edge of my seat waiting for the next Zen Studios pinball game. So shout out to them as well for all that kinds of stuff. I'm looking forward to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The more Pinball M games, the better. I got a little worried because, the last couple releases have just been like FX tables. Although they did have that one table that you could play either an FX or an M version, which it's an okay table, but still, there you go. I own one, man. I don't need a free one. Make sure you join my Discord. There you go. That's the only thing, and I get that too, because so many horror movies. Think about Amityville Horror. How many times has Amityville Horror been made into a movie? How many times? And what's interesting is, let's just say someone decided to make an Amityville horror pinball machine. Well, which version do you base it off of? Probably like whichever one you can secure the best licensing for. Like, can we get the most actors? Can we get the most images? Can we get the most artwork? Can we get the most music? Can we get the most voices and call outs? Like, it kind of stinks, right? Because a lot of these games have been done, or movies have been done so many times. It stinks. I totally get you, man. I totally get you. But despite the fact that it's based on a more one of the more modern, not the OG, I think you're still gonna like it because I liked it. And if you just like bloody pinball, I think you're gonna enjoy it. There you go. Omen. Yeah, what other horror franchises would you guys, let's do that real quick before we pivot topics here, guys. What other horror franchises would you like to see come from Studios or somebody else? I mean, it could be anyone. I'm just thinking the Pinball M platform. Be cool to see a new Nightmare on Elm Street, but of course, you can't base it off of the 2014 remake movie who starred the guy who was in The Watchmen. I forget his name. But it would have to be like the original Freddy Krueger movies, right? It would have to be, right? Like how could you not? But let's see what you got. Exorcist, yeah. Night of the Living Dead. Um, I would love to see some Alfred Hitchcock movies. Bird, Psycho, Vertigo, Rear Window. There you go. Let's go. Let me on the show to discuss this. Michael B., the Quarter K Genie, wants to come on the show, guys. I go for a Transformers pinball from AtGames, not horror. Sue me. That's okay. That's totally fine. We're just talking. I'm on a horror mode right now. Jeepers Creepers. So the first Jeepers Creepers movie, in my opinion, is a great movie. And the second movie is okay. The third movie, like, wait, haven't there been four? The last movie or two, pretty ridiculous in my opinion, but there you go. Army of Darkness. Frankenhooker. Evil Dead. Put Mike B on to increase the rating. $2 from Kevin Clausen. Oh, Kevin Clausen, you poor man. You just wasted $2. How about a Stephen King? Well, how about Stephen King It? Let's think about it. I mean, if you think about Stephen King, some of his biggest horror franchises that you think could be turned into a pinball, probably It. It would be a massive pinball. If you think about, like, you're like, oh, Misery is an incredible movie and it's an incredible book, but would Misery make a good pinball game? Probably not. I mean, it's about a guy who's trapped in a house. He's a writer. Like, what are you going to do? It's not that exciting. Christine or Carrie, I could kind of see. I could kind of see how those could be turned into a pinball, right? What's the one? Thinner. Thinner would be funny. And here's why. So Thinner, the guy, have you guys seen Thinner? Please tell me you've seen Thinner, or at least you know the story, right? The guy, he's got it. He's trying to eat, but he's losing weight until he dies. Wouldn't it be great if the pinball game was you start fat and you have to survive? Like, you have to keep shooting and scoring so your guy can keep consuming food before he dies. And like, you get skinnier and skinnier and skinnier. Like, by the time you get to ball 3, you know what I mean? And oops, I wasn't able to pass the curse on. You know what I mean? Like, I just think that would be kind of funny, in my opinion, like seeing those kind of animations and stuff. Pet Cemetery, I'm wondering if you could do Pet Cemetery. I think you could. Like, you'd have to have like Church the cat, you'd have to have the dog, you'd have to have Gabriel, the little kid, coming at you, trying to slice your ankles. I think you could. Maximum Overdrive, absolutely. Anything with vehicles, you can definitely make a pinball game out of. Critters with a fuzzy ball would be great. Yes, critters. And you got to have like those guys, like the space cops who show up onto Earth to try and kill the critters. You got to have them in the game as well, right? The Fly. Now, here's the thing with The Fly. The Fly, like with Jeff Goldblum, great movie. But also, they did a Fly movie even before that, like a really long time before that. The Fly, though, I don't see like enough there where you could like make it into action. So I don't know about Fly. Stand would be a good progression game. I agree. Kind of like a campaign table. Leprechaun, yeah, a leprechaun, just a leprechaun running around killing people. You could probably do that. You could probably do that. Tremors with the big worms. Yes. Why haven't we seen a Tremors virtual pinball game yet? Tremors would be hilariously fun. But for the love of God, you got to hope they at least, because the guy who starred with Kevin Bacon in that movie, didn't he just recently pass away? The guy, the co-star. Remember, it's the two guys, the first Tremor movie. I would swear that guy just passed away. But yeah, if you could pay and get Kevin, at least the rights to Kevin Bacon's voice from the game, or maybe even have him come in and record some new call outs, like that would be great. Yeah, he dead. Well, They Live, yeah, They Live. They Live would be incredible because think about it. You would be playing, imagine this as a virtual pinball game, right? Like you unlock sunglass mode, and all of a sudden the table turns black and white. And if they have like a cityscape in the background, like imagine there'd be like the city with like all the billboards and stuff. And when you enter sunglass mode, the table turns black and white, and all of a sudden you see on the billboards, instead of it saying like buy Dove shampoo, it now says obey, conform. You know what I mean? Consume. Like, and all like the humans on the table would all of a sudden turn into the aliens the minute you turn on sunglass mode. It would be incredible. It would be the greatest pinball game of all time. They need to, Zen Studios, if you're out there, give us They Live and make sure it has a sunglass mode. Make sure everything turns black and white. It would be so effing cool. I'm all for it. Bush and Ryu Cat, $2. Godzilla -1 on Vudu now. Godzilla -1 is actually also on Netflix, and I watched it last night. And I got to give credit where credit's due. Where is he? Michael B. All right, so I never saw Godzilla -1 when it was in the theaters, but I heard all the hype. I gotta say, I watched it last night on Netflix with my wife. Yesterday was family day. I went out, I was with my wife all day. We were out shopping. We went out to dinner. We came home. We watched Godzilla -1. I gotta tell you, Godzilla -1, way better than Godzilla v Kong with the Scar King and all that stuff. Way better movie. It was, considering it was like dubbed in English, Japanese movie, but it was so good and like powerful and like emotional. And the special effects, considering that's a low budget movie, were pretty damn good. I don't know how they did that. But and also Godzilla kind of looked more like the traditional Godzilla that was original, the Godzilla stomping around really slowly, like a guy in a suit. Even though it was a CGI Godzilla, they made CGI Godzilla look like a guy in a suit stomping around the cities and stuff. Great movie. It was so good. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. Go watch it. It was great. Yeah, it's on Netflix. Yeah, it was fantastic. It was powerful. It was emotional. I was hooked. I was hooked. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, they did all that with that budget. Isn't that freaking nuts? All that with that budget. And these Hollywood studios are like, guys, it's going to cost us $200 million to make this. And it looked like a movie that would be like, oh my God, we spent $200 million on special effects. Man. There you go. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think there's going to be anything exclusive to AtGames. Nope, nope, nope. Zen Studios isn't going to limit themselves to a user base of like 2,000 people. Zen Studios is going to release their games on every platform possible, especially every other platform that has thousands upon thousands upon thousands of users to get the biggest tick-up rate, to make money, right? They're not going to just say, hey, guys, we're going to give you this game just for you and your 2,000 Legends Pinball 4K owners, right? Like, they're not going to make any money doing that. It ain't going to happen. They Live is one of my favorite movies. There you go. Killer Clowns. Killer Clowns would absolutely be a great virtual pinball game. There you go. All right. Good stuff there, guys. Well, man, we really spent a lot of time there on virtual pinball. So my apologies for that, guys. I was super hyped, man. I was super hyped about that stuff. So let's talk, let's see here. Let's talk New Wave Toys. How's that sound? How's that sound? Let's do New Wave Toys. So we got a couple things for New Wave Toys. So for starters, let's do the quick and easy topic because, where did it go? Here it is. I can't remember if I talked about this earlier in the week or not. I don't think I did. I think I just did a community post. But Zoltar, guys, Zoltar, whew, we finally got it. They sent out the email sometime last week. And again, Super Game Room News on Friday, where we usually talk about the news and the headlines. Like we had to do a special interview with Evercade, so I didn't get to like really talk about this or tell you guys what I think. But if you missed like my Twitter or my Instagram posts or whatever, dude, I'm just so happy that Zoltar's coming, man. They're on the trucks. They are going to begin the week of June 24th. They're going to start shipping out to people. And I can't tell you just how freaking stoked I am to get the New Wave Toys Zoltar machine. Are you guys as well? How many of you out there are waiting on your Zoltar? Let me know in the live chat. I can't tell you how excited I am about this thing. And I think it's going to be probably one of the not quiet. I think it's going to be a smash hit. I think it's going to be a smash hit. I think people are absolutely going to love these. I mean, considering the effort and the cost and the time that they've put into it, the fact that the company that gave them the IP, gave them the IP to release this, were so impressed with what New Wave Toys, because New Wave Toys sent them the final sample copy saying, hey, here's what's shipping. And, they sent them a message back saying how incredible it was and how much it honored the real thing. And New Wave Toys, of course, posted that for media publicity as well. But I don't think that's all BS. I think that's all true. And, I'm excited, man. I am excited. So we're going to be getting these hopefully by the end of the month, right? Hopefully by the end of June. If they're shipping out the week of the 23rd, we might have them by the end of June, and I can't wait. Because the version we saw at Cleveland, even though it was a prototype version, dude, it was incredible in person. It was absolutely incredible. These photos do not give it any justice whatsoever. And for a goofy little animatronic device, which is primarily going to be a decoration in your arcade or game room, as well as a conversation piece, because some people will see it and the first thing they'll think of is the movie Big, right? Now, keep in mind the movie Big didn't use Zoltar. They kind of ripped it off, right? They kind of used something similar, changed the name, to avoid licensing and stuff like this. A lot of people, but still, when they see this, a guy who you can make a wish and he gives you fortunes, like they think of the movie Big with Tom Hanks, which is probably one of the most popular movies of the 80s, right? So I'm happy. And keep in mind, guys, I pre-ordered. That's right. I pre-ordered. I paid for my own because I was super excited about this and wanted to support this product coming out. So I pre-ordered one. I don't know. New Wave Toys now, it's crazy. They said review units to many people. You know how some companies are like, yeah, we'll do like, I don't know, we'll make 5 review units. We're gonna pick 5 people and send review units to them, right? Like they usually pick a small number, right? New Wave Toys, like dozens. That's not an exaggeration. Dozens of people get these things for free. And so of course, a lot of content creators, since they're so used to getting free stuff from New Wave Toys, they stop buying it. They stop buying these products because they're just expecting to get the stuff for free. And if that's how you want to roll, that's how you want to roll. Me, I paid for my own. I'm looking forward to, if they do offer me a review copy, even though I already bought one, I'll probably do a giveaway like we always do with these. But man, I'm hyped. I'm hyped. I can't wait to see it. And the fact that the first time it came in, it wasn't working correctly. And instead of shipping it out like some other companies do with their broken ass products, I'm looking at you, Coleco, like some other companies do with their broken ass products. They sent them all back and said, hey, you got to start over. You got to rebuild. You got to fix these. We want to make sure that the owners get what they're looking for. So I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm super, super hyper. A doorbell just rang. I'm sure it's that Zoltar now. Nah, it's probably an Amazon delivery. It moves, talks, and spits out a ticket. There you go. Whereas Jago says he pre-ordered it, canceled it, might buy it if the reviews are good, blah, blah, blah. Is Zoltar actually functional? Oh, no, it's functional. It's functional. It's fully, fully functional. So yeah, I think it's going to be a hit. I think it's going to be a hit, and I hope I'm not wrong. I hope when we receive them, they're just as good as they were in Cleveland. If not, they should be better than the prototypes we saw when we went to the Cleveland Gaming Classic. So big shout out there for New Wave Toys. Now, let's talk about this New Wave Toys Golden Tee arcade machine, Replicate. So this has been a very interesting product since its announcement, right? The New Wave Toys Golden Tee Replicate. This thing got announced a couple of weeks ago. And basically, if you look at feedback, and this is fair feedback, so if anyone's out there who, works there or partners there or something of that nature, anything of that, this is fair feedback. And because it's true, since this product got announced, if you dig through YouTube video comments, if you on not just my videos, but any videos that have covered this thing, their Facebook responses, their Twitter responses, their Instagram and Discord responses. No, I'm sorry, Reddit, not Discord. I would say, and I think it's fair to say that maybe 1 out of 10 people were excited about this thing. Maybe about 1 out of 10 people were interested in purchasing this thing. And it seemed to be more due to the high cost, right? The premium edition was $250. Yeah, you do get to save. Don't forget, guys, you save 20% with Golden 35. And then you also have the one with the GRS trackball control panel, $400. It's a lot of money for mini arcades, considering, I mean, technically, like this price right here, you could buy a larger machine. Let's just say, even though I wouldn't buy it, the Arcade1Up Golden Tee Deluxe, right? Like $400 is now how much that machine is, and it's a 3/4 scale arcade, right? So 1 out of 10 people, I think, is fair saying that they were interested in it. But you got to give it to New Wave Toys because they saw the responses, they heard the fan feedback about the pricing for this particular game. And now you'll notice we have a newer option here for $200, but actually with the 20% off, it comes down, it's going to be $150. So for $150, if you wanted to pre-order, you could just get the Golden Tee Replicate by itself. No trackball control panel, as well as no longer does it have that DMD marquee. Now, there's still a high shipping charge. Like for some people, the shipping charge is like $80, depending on where you are here in the United States. Guys, I totally understand that. That's something that they definitely need to continue working on. Shipping charge for me here is about $40. And I think it's because they're in California, where they ship from. They start in California when they hit the States. And because I'm in Arizona right next door, it doesn't cost as much money to get here versus people who are way out east. Like I'm hearing viewers in New York, New Jersey telling me it's going to cost them $80 to ship this thing to them. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, guys. I totally understand that. But hey, you got to say, at least they're trying. At least they're trying to give people a more cost-effective option if they're interested in this product. So hats off to them for that. So keep that in mind, guys. If you wanted to get your hands on a New Wave Toys Golden Tee, you could get it a little bit cheaper. Now, I did make a video last week saying, it was early last week, saying, hey, guys, this thing's expensive. In my opinion, I would like to see New Wave Toys, even though, and keep in mind, guys, I've never asked for it before. I've never asked for this. I've never asked to see gameplay footage before from New Wave Toys. Why is that? Because New Wave Toys is a company that you can trust when it comes to emulation. They have a proven track record of making sure that these things are arcade ROM accurate as possible and optimized for the hardware. And think about it, no one really complains about their emulation. They've released, 20, 30 of these things over the years. Maybe 1 or 2 had a couple emulation ticks that you could do a firmware update on. But for the most part, all the machines never needed updated after release because they were fine. So, but for some reason, there's something about playing Golden Tee on a mini arcade machine with your thumb. Because if you think about it, that's how you're going to shoot the trackball, with your thumb. I felt like, man, this thing, is this like, can you really play Golden Tee on something this small? Can you really do it? So like I did a video early last week saying, hey, you know what'd be cool would be if New Wave Toys showed us some gameplay. Well, they did. They did show us some gameplay, guys, and I'm going to show you that right here. So New Wave Toys went ahead and they put 2 videos on their YouTube channel showing some gameplay that this thing is actually playable with the mini trackball. So whatchamacallit, you know what I'm going to do here? Let me remove this. Let me stop sharing. Let me put the volume here. That way it doesn't blow out your ears. I'm going to share the video with you guys, but I'm also going to bring in the audio. And you guys let me know what you think. Hopefully you guys can see it. Share screen. Also share audio. Right here. Share system audio. Here we go. All right, so you guys should be able to hear it when it plays. All right, here we go. Let me get this off my screen. Let's go full screen so you guys can see it. Oh, can we go like this? All right, cool. You guys should still be able to hear me in the live chat. Let's go ahead and play it. All right, here we go. Let's check it out. If you can hear it, do me a favor, press 1. Look at that. He got it on the green. Easy peasy. Let's go back. Let's watch that shot again. Watch him use his thumb. He just go, phew. And boom, it landed right on the green. He puts his initials in, and I think that's the end of it. But I found that, let me pause that. I found that as a good sign, man, because I was like, it's a little mini arcade machine with a tiny trackball. And if you think about it, you're playing on a 2-inch screen. Yeah, they did have this thing hooked up to HDMI out on the television. But it kind of showed you might not need the trackball control panel because it worked pretty well. Guy did a shot, par 3 or par 4, whatever, landed right on the green. That was pretty awesome in my opinion, from what I could see. But, because Golden Tee, think about it, Golden Tee, the golf ball is it's what, a pixel in size? So I was just thinking, this golf game, how is it going to play on this tiny Replicade? And also, will the trackball work really well? And it worked. It looked like it worked pretty good. So they put that video out. And then they put out a second video, which I will... Oops, I accidentally closed it. Let me pull up. So they did a second video showing you the trackball control panel on their YouTube channel, and we're going to share that video with you guys here as well. I was never worried about the trackball control panel. I was worried about the how would it actually play on the mini arcade itself with the tiny trackball, because some people, not me, some people didn't like the Missile Command trackball. You guys remember the Missile Command trackball? Some people didn't like it. I thought it was fine. But some people didn't. So let's find their videos. And it should be right here. And here's a good video. All right. Let's pull this up, and hopefully you guys should be able to hear it. So, oh yeah, no concerns here. We no doubt. We never had any doubt that it would play fine with a larger control panel. So there you guys go. Let's go ahead and remove that. So, as you can see, it works. So that's cool. It's nice to see it works. All right, let's get your guys' feedback in the chat. New Wave needs longer videos for the gameplay demos. Yeah, these demo videos are only like a minute and a half long. But, I mean, I got what I needed out of it. I don't know about you guys. That trackball sounded like my full-size Golden Tee. That was impressive. How long will it last? Yeah, only time will tell, my friend. Only time will tell. I'm sure it'll be fine. Maybe not ideal, but fine. Hope so, since I'm buying the standard edition. What's funny is on the video where they showed him with the Replicade hooked up to his television, and he was just playing with his thumb with the Replicade, it looked like it worked really good. Like, I pre-ordered the whole bundle. Like, now I'm kind of like, did I really need the control panel? Because it worked really good. You see him? He just shot it. So yeah, but there you go. Now, I know some people are just not interested in this. They're just not interested in this due to the cost as well as the title. And I think a lot of existing New Wave Toys fans just want more 80s arcade games, because that's kind of like what their main thing was doing 80s arcade games. And now They're like, oh my God, you're doing a 90s arcade game. And they lost their minds over it. But I mean, let's be honest. One of the biggest, most popular arcade franchises of all time. It's a big license win for New Wave Toys. And if you're not interested, just don't buy it and just wait for the next one, and all that kinds of stuff. So there you go. No, I doubt you can connect. I'm sure they would have put that in their marketing. Like a lot of times people always ask, can things be linked? Like for instance, this Evercade Alpha that just came out, and people were immediately asking, can you link two of them together? And that is a huge selling point. And of course, that's nowhere in their advertisements for the product. So surely if it was possible, it would be listed that you could do it. That's a huge selling feature if it's possible. I mean, think about it. Fast and the Furious, Arcade1Up. Arcade1Up, holy hell, they advertised the hell out of the fact that you could link them. Hey guys, come buy a bunch of these. You know what I mean? Like, surely they would advertise it. It's not advertised. It's not happening. Yeah, a lot of us, dude. A lot of us in the early 2000s, because let's see here. If we all graduated high school in the late 90s and the early 2000s, we were all of drinking age, those of us who were in our 40s. And we would go and we'd play Golden Tee at the bars. But keep in mind, too, I think we were playing like Golden Tee 4, Golden Tee Complete, I think is what we were playing. I don't think we were playing like Golden Tee 99. But yeah, we were playing the other ones. Yep, I agree. They need to work something out here with shipping. I agree completely. There you go. What other feedback do we have? There you go. Well, either way, guys, so if you are interested in a New Wave Toys Golden Tee, there is a cheaper option there for you. And if you need additional information, just go to their YouTube channel. They got a couple videos there showing gameplay demonstration. So it's really cool that they decided to show that. All right, let's talk about something real quick. Let me see if I have the pictures of it. All right. This is probably the dumbest thing I've ever seen in 4 years. How many of you guys saw Arcade1Up's latest marketing campaign? I have to agree with other people that have been commenting on this. This is quite possibly the dumbest, stupidest thing I have ever seen this company try to do. They're doing an Arcade1Up DIY furniture hack challenge. Whoops. They want you to take an Arcade1Up product and stick it in a piece of furniture. And I think it was my buddy 19K Fox who said it's already a piece of furniture. And I agree with him completely. But like this all stems from some stupid video where somebody like hid an Arcade1Up Infinity game board inside of an ottoman, like a foot ottoman. Somebody hid one of their game boards in there, and they think it's like a furniture hack. So they're like, okay, let's make a contest out of it. What in God's name is it? Anyone who works there, if you work there, if you're a contracted employee, if you're an actual employee, a W-2, if you're a 1099 employee, if you're someone who handles marketing with them, you should be embarrassed. Everyone there should be embarrassed. This is so stupid. Excuse me. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen this company do. And we've seen them do a lot of really weird things since the kids took over the company. But this is just downright obnoxious. They're like, hey, somebody put an Infinity game board into an ottoman. Let's make a contest out of it. It's so dumb. How about you just work on releasing arcade games? How about you just do that? That would be great. Here come the toilet videos. There you go. NASA with a $10. Thanks so much for the big donation. What in the world is that? Play it 4 months and it becomes a paperweight. I don't know if you're referring to. If you're referring to the New Wave Toys Golden Tee Replicade, make sure you answer the question in the poll, my friend, because this is all going to come full circle to the poll question. And we'll talk about that, my friend. You'll get your $10 work. No, I haven't heard any leaks from Arcade1Up from anybody. People don't tell me stuff because they know I got a big mouth, Janine. I have proven that I will spoil the fun. So what's interesting about this, though, is that is a product that is just a single board computer. It's just a motherboard. The Legends Connect. You're supposed to build something with it, right? You're supposed to create something. Hell, Michael B made the Dressercade. I'm sure he didn't want to call it the Dressercade. He wanted to make a folding arcade machine, but we all coined it the Dressercade, just like how other people coined Babycade. Super Game Room dudes coined the Snuggiecade for Buy Stuff Arcades. Like, you know, we all come up with these goofy names, and the Dressercade. Oh, you meant A1Up. Yeah. All right, cool. But the Dressercade was just a funny name that all of us came up with for Mike's mod, right? But still, you're supposed to put it's a single board computer. You already have an arcade machine. And like, what is this guy doing? He's got his big Pac-Man here. What's he doing with the wood here? What's he gonna do? Yeah, totally stupid. That's all I got to say about that. Like, if this is the best they can do, it's time just to close the doors, in my opinion. Just shut it down. Just shut it down if this is it. Live your life like Deadpool. Deadpool lives by 2 words. It's called maximum effort. And if you're not going to put maximum effort into what you do, if you're going to put this minimal stupidity effort, don't just close it down. I'd rather it be gone than see this. Just focus on releasing some kind of arcade machine. Get something released. You know, prove to everyone else that you're not going out of business. Release something. Announce something. Do something. There you go. That's all I got to say about that mess. It just seemed like the guy was working on his flooring that happened to have an arcade next to him. You know what I mean? There you go. There you go. Well, I don't know about this. Let's keep in mind they're using clone joysticks. Now, yes, they will have the deluxe option of the Alphacade, which will have Sanwa sticks. You got to pay more money for them. But still, they said we're using competition grade. They're using clone arcade sticks. Are they going to be better than the clone sticks that Arcade1Up uses? We can't say for certain until we actually receive them and someone looks at them, right? So we can't tell you, I can't answer that question for certain myself. So yeah, keep that in mind too with the Alphacade. They didn't give the brand name. They're like, oh, we just feel it's the best clone possible. Well, okay. The iArcade had some pretty decent clone Sanwa sticks, and then they had some units that actually had Sanwa sticks. So we'll have to see, how good are the clones. Bush and Ryu says he refuses to give up hope until Robotron and Smash TV happens. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so that's the quick news about Arcade1Up. Where did I write that? There it is. In my bullet point of topics to cover, I wrote Arcade1Up idiots. That was the whole topic. All right, next I want to speculate a little bit more about the Buy Stuff team. So Buy Stuff Arcades is promising a really, really big announcement. A really, really big announcement. So let me grab a picture here for you. As you guys know, they said, hey, they want to turn this home arcade world upside down. Is their marketing hype, not mine, their marketing hype. And they released a couple of photos that were just AI renders. Really nothing to get hyped over. And in fact, because it was just an orange blanket covering some imaginary product, we on the Super Game Room dudes coined it the Snuggiecade, because that's all we saw was the Snuggie. Well, now Buy Stuff just sent this picture out on their social media saying, hey guys, we actually have something here. So as you can see here, I'm pretty sure this is Mario. I think his name is Mario right here. But, he's holding it. This actually looks to me like you could kind of see the power port right here. This actually looks like a non-AI rendered photo. And it looks to be actually not what I was hoping for. If you guys have been following my channel, the last couple streams I did, as well as I mentioned it on Super Game Room Dudes, I mentioned how I was personally hoping that they were going to make their own DIY virtual pinball kits. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be the case, because if you ask me, guys, I don't think this is a virtual pinball machine. This actually looks like a larger home arcade machine, doesn't it? This looks like kind of like a newer multicade. I mean, if you look up here and look at the angle here, this does not look like a pinball machine. So there you go, guys. If this is a real photo, it looks like it's going to be some kind of multicade. And it looks pretty big. Yeah, pretty big. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing, I mean, judging by how far these two guys are apart, is this something with like a 32-inch screen? At least a 24 or 27-inch screen in here. I mean, this thing looks pretty big. Now the Buy Stuff folks, what is nice is the Buy Stuff team, we do have them booked to come on the Super Game Room Dudes on Friday. So they're making their announcement on the 5th, which is Wednesday. So a couple days from now, guys, they're going to make their announcement on what it is. And they haven't told anybody, I mean anybody, what it is. They're keeping this super, super secret. They've done whatever they can to make sure this doesn't leak out. I'm being 100% honest with you guys. I have no idea what the hell this thing is. None. But we did, of course, invite them on. If it's something cool, we'd love to learn more about it. And they're going to come on Friday the 7th. So they'll do the reveal on the 5th, Friday the 7th. But I did tell them, I said, if you're just announcing a riser, or if this thing ends up being something stupid, we're going to be pissed. Might cancel the interview. But they're like, no, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. So it should be pretty cool. A six player cab. I don't know. It looks big. Whatever it is, it looks like a monster. I agree with Michael B. I'm almost 100% sure it's a golden tea. Squarebert. They added a game board to Dresser to enter the 1UP contest. We might need a multi-K Thursday show. There you go. That's a massive shipping box. You think shipping is high now? Yeah, I mean, they're talking something you're going to have to flat pack, right? So now, unless this photo, and keep in mind too, this photo could be a complete troll job. Who knows? Like the first two photos were some weird AI generated photos. What are we supposed to take from that, right? This actually looks kind of like a real photo. It actually does look like a real photo. So there you go. Although it does look like is that dog real? Or did they just, is that a real dog? Or is that green screened on there? I don't know. Michael B., what do you think, man? Does that dog look real? I don't know. Where's his other leg? Where's his front leg? Wait a minute. Is the dog real? Oh, I don't know. It's real, but it's stuffed. Okay. So it's a fake dog is what you're telling me. They put some taxidermy dog on their ad. Oh, come on. I don't know. I think the dog might have been photoshopped on there, but this is real. This is real right here. This is all real. These are real humans. This is a real product. Yeah, this is all real. I'm thinking the dog is a little suspect looking, guys. You let me know. This dog it's fake. It's fake. So what the Buy Stuff Arcades team is revealing underneath the Snuggie blanket is a way to taxidermize your forever pets. There you go. What is that? Is he real? Ah, I knew it. Confirmed. It's confirmed. Boom, right there. It's confirmed. The dog is fake. Thanks so much, Buy Stuff Arcades. The dog is photoshopped. There you go. Buy stuff confirmed it, guys. The dog. Oh, the dog is there for scale. There you go. Who said that? I just saw that. Was that my friend Goofy Foot? What's up, Goofy Foot? Why would they fake a dog? I don't. All right, guys. The machine is real. The dudes are real. The wall is real. The floor is real. The power plug is real. The blanket is real. The dog is confirmed fake. Oh, I got so much to do. Now we have to question everything. Oh, there you go. Okay, so I can't wait to see what it is. They say it's going to be cool and cool enough to talk about on Friday on Super Game Room Dudes and stuff like that. So we'll see. And guys, we do that stuff like whether it's on Super Game Room Dudes or my solo channel or even other people in this hobby. It's always fun to invite companies on and interview them, right? It's always fun to get them on, ask them questions, as well as get as many of your questions at least asked. Keep in mind, there's some things that companies just can't answer for legal reasons, right? But you know, it's always fun to do that stuff. And then I see other people like shitting on it. They're like, "Oh my God, PDubs is interviewing Evercade," and they're all pissed off about it. And I'm like, dude, where have you been the last 4 years? I've interviewed dozens and dozens of people. I've interviewed companies. I've interviewed third party marketing guys. Like I interview people all the time. Super Game Room Dudes has interviewed lots of people, dozens of times as well. And we do it for you guys, so you guys have a chance to ask questions and stuff. The whole, "Oh my God, they're doing it. They're a bunch of shills." Da, 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 da. It'd be funny too. They'd be like, "PETA, they're a shill. They're having Evercade on, but make sure you tune in tomorrow where I have some other company on myself." So you're not shilling? There's so many people that use the word shill and they don't even know how to use it properly. They don't even know how to use the word properly. They don't even know. It's like wasn't it like 6 months ago? Everyone was running around using the word gatekeeping. And then guess what happened, guys? They all realized they were using the word wrong. They had no idea what they were saying. And then it was such bullshit. And what do you know? They're not saying it. Do you see the word gatekeeping coming up anymore? Nope. Nope. Because oh wait, we're using the word wrong. And it comes down to a lot of jealousy. Yeah, Jim. Yeah, it comes down to a lot of jealousy. You know what I mean? There's a lot of jealousy out there. And guys, it's okay to admit it. There have been times where I've seen another content creator get an opportunity, and I'm like, God damn, I wish that was me. I've been jealous too. Just fucking admit it. Admit you're being jealous little crybaby and stop crying on the internet about it. You know what I mean? Like, guys, we've all been jealous of each other. You see someone get like an amazing opportunity. You're like, "Oh my God, that is so cool." You know what I mean? I wish that was me. Just be real about it. You know what I mean? Man, too funny. All right, there we go. So that's what's going on there with Buy Stuff Arcades, guys. What do you think it's going to be? Let me know. Yeah, and that's the funny thing too, is ever since I started this channel, I was smart. And that's the only advice I would give to other people who, for some reason, want to deal with the stress of doing YouTube. When I started my YouTube channel, I said I am going to cover every company, not just one company, every company. I'm going to make sure I provide as much fair coverage as I can, at least in my opinion of how I feel about things, which I could be wrong, but it's my opinion. That's why we're here. But I'm going to cover every single company. I'm not just going to talk about Arcade1Up. I'm going to talk about Arcade1Up. Back then it was Arcade1Up. It was Unico. It was AtGames. It was Toy Shock. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I'm going to give everyone a chance to have coverage. I'm going to cover everybody and not put myself in a little box. Because what do you see happening now? All the channels that used to only cover Arcade1Up, what are they doing, guys? They're talking about other things. Why? Because they have nothing else to talk about. The Arcade1Up topic has been burned to the ground. It's like, literally, you cannot create a show to talk about Arcade1Up when there's nothing to talk about. You know what I mean? So now they're all covering different things. They're all covering, and that's fine. That's great. But don't crap on me when I've been doing this from the beginning. I cover everybody. If I think it looks interesting, I'm going to cover it. It's been that way for 4 years. I'm not new to this. So there you go. All right. Let's move on because I do want to talk about AtGames just a little bit before we put a pin in it. Let me find my photos here of this AtGames stuff. So I have to say, yeah, people, and people make fun of the goatee and the mustache. Like they get really angry about it. And I'm like, dude, I'm sorry if you can't grow one. They've plateaued, bro. I mean, that's the best thing I can say. And keep in mind, guys, I predicted this. It was a year or two ago. Like, I know how everyone wants their flowers. Everybody wants their flowers. Everyone's like, oh my God, I predicted this. Guys, about 3-4 years ago when I started my YouTube channel, people were asking me, how long do you think Arcade1Up's going to last? I was like, back then I was like, well, we're in year number 2. I see this being a 5-year fad, right? And then we hit year 5. And what happened in year 5? They plateaued and then all of a sudden ran into financial trouble. And now here we are. This could be year 6 or 7, depending on what year you want to use as your starting year. And now they're going like this. Like, I called it then. I was like, it's a 5-year fad, we'll see what happens. So it's like, calm down, people. Everyone deserves their flowers. Everybody deserves their flowers. All right. Legends Pinball Net went live. Personally, I don't give a crap about it because I would prefer to own my pinball games. Like, I don't want to sign up for a subscription service. I don't want to be tied into like, oh, if I cancel, I lose access to all those games. I have enough subscription services in my life. Hell, just on my television, I have way too many subscription services, let alone video game subscription services. I have the Nintendo Switch thing. I have the Xbox Game Pass thing and the gold membership thing. I have the PlayStation rewards, whatever that is. I have the PlayStation thing. I have Antstream. What else do I have? I have like all these other subscription services. I don't need any more subscription services. So yeah, I'm not signing up for this, but just so you guys know, it's there. People that are using it they seem happy about it because if you use it, you get access to a bunch of games. Maybe you can test them out before you buy them. I mean, there's a couple pros to this, right? You could test out some games before you buy them. I've seen some cool things posted, some people posting pictures of games like, hey guys, I never played Spooky 2017 before and I like the game, It's nice to see that kind of positive stuff in the community versus everyone crapping on everything all the time. So I mean, there is that's the one pro about this, right? There's a couple pros, but it's not anything I have any interest in or anything I'm going to cover in detail. But what I can tell you is they at least released some good news. And that is later on this month, they posted this. Let's take a look here, guys. Let's take a look. So we're looking at our calendar of events, and this is actually, out of everything that they put right here, this is actually the one thing that I'm actually the most excited about, is that the Natural History Pinball Pack 2 is going to come out on the Legends 4K and the Legends High Definition devices. So it's been a long time since we've seen new pinball games released on the AtGames platform for the original High Definition pinball owners, as well as, because it's HD devices, it means you could play it on your AtGames Legends Ultimate if you have the pinball buttons. If you have the AtGames Legends Ultimate Mini with the pinball buttons like I do, you could play it on that machine. The Legends Gamer Pro, Legends Core, all that kinds of stuff. You'll be able to play it. So everyone all their customers will have access to this. It's not just going to be exclusive to 4K. You have to admit, it's nice to see something coming out for everyone else who helped fund and create the 4K project, right? So, and honestly, the Natural History games, I kind of dig them. What have we seen so far? We've seen the Amazonia. We've seen the Last Dinosaur, the Last Ice Age, and the Exoplanets. Now, I'll be honest though. Okay, correction. The first pack, Exoplanets, I hated it. I can't stand that game. I don't like it. I don't like the way the table's laid out. But and a lot of people like Dinosaur Dynasty. But I'm telling you, in my opinion, the last Ice Age is the best one out of all four games. Let me know which one you guys think is the best in the live chat. Be honest. In my opinion, the last Ice Age is the most fun. It's got the coolest animals running around on the table. You got the woolly mammoth, and you got some other characters on there. You got like a deer that picks up the ball with its antlers, and it moves it from one side of the table to the other. This big ass deer. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool. Like, I really like it. I like that it's an Ice Age themed table. And I'm telling you, I think Dinosaur Dynasty, as you could tell, when they put that pinball machine up for pre-order, the Legends Pinball 4K Dinosaur Dynasty, not that many people bought it. It wasn't like a huge seller. Probably because people are like, if you're going to make a dinosaur themed table and you're working with Zen, do Jurassic Park. If it had a Jurassic Park logo on it, people would have probably pre-ordered it, right? They would have been more excited about it. That's why I think instead of doing Dinosaur Dynasty, I told you guys this months ago when they announced that table, they should have done a Last Ice Age because they wanted to do something for Magic Pixel. Like, it can't all be Zen. Let's not forget how much work Magic Pixel has done to get AtGames to where they are today. They'd be screwed if they were just partnered with Farsight. Like, Magic Pixel has done a ton for that platform, and they wanted to give them a table, a themed table. And in my opinion, Last Ice Age would have been dope. Like, the bright blue and white colored Ice Age themed table would have popped in your game room versus just another pinball machine with dinosaurs on it. I think it could have had potential to look really freaking cool. But that's just my own personal opinion. But yeah, man, we're pretty excited about it. My son loves the Ice Age table. Dinosaur Dynasty was okay. You weren't a big fan of any of them. Disappointed by the Godzilla vs. Kong delay, but I'd rather, hey, if they delayed it because it didn't perform well versus releasing it, I'm all for that, man. Just release it when it's ready. Dinosaur Dynasty is fun because of the caveman saying keep on target. I haven't played any of the Flipper Mania tables. Oh yeah, and that's another thing too, is that all the Magic Pixel tables run great on the Legends Pinball 4K. Again, the Gottlieb tables all run great. It's literally just the Zen games that have this issue with flipper delay. Yeah, so Legends Pinball 4K, and keep in mind there's going to be 2 Natural History Pinball packs eventually coming out. There's going to be Natural History Pinball Pack 2, Natural History Pinball Pack 3 will eventually come out. But let's also not forget that they're also doing the publisher Rare, R-A-R-E, the Rare games, which there will be a Killer Instinct pinball game, a Battletoads pinball game, and a Sea of Thieves pinball game. And AtGames has promised that those games would also be released on the high def platform. Those aren't going to be 4K exclusive. So it really sounds to me like, if I had to guess who's working on those tables, my guess would be it's Magic Pixel who's developing the Killer Instinct pinball game, the Battletoads, and the and Sea of Thieves. But like I told you guys in a stream I did a couple months ago, if these tables come out and all they do is mimic the Zakaria Deluxe, the Natural History, and the Dr. Seuss games with these pinball games that are slow to play. Some are fun, like I like, the Grinch and stuff. Have 9,000 flippers on the table, 18 levels on the table, 32 wire ramps running all over the table. If they make those game Battletoads and Killer Instinct look like that, it will be a bomb. It will be a shit fest. It will be terrible waste of an IP. These are 90s arcade games. They need to make these in a 90s pinball fashion. A 90s style DMD, as well as with just 2 flippers, possibly a third in the upper playfield, like some 90s pinball games. There might be a third flipper hidden somewhere up there, but it really needs to be a 2 flipper pinball game, and it needs to be fast and fun and loud. Couple plastic ramps. You got to have the plastic ramps if it's 90s pinball. Couple plastic ramps, some toys on the table, make it fun, make it exciting. They're 90s arcade-based arcade games, they require a 90s themed pinball. And if they come out with some Zakaria Deluxe looking bullshit, I'm telling you right now, guys, I am going to shit all over it on the internet. I am going to crap all over a waste of the IP. They need to make sure these games fit the theme of the games, not some, we need 56 flippers on this table bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So the pressure's on them, not on me, to release a really good pinball game. But either way, they also have a National Owners Day coming up. So with National Owners Day, we'll see if they do any more product updates. Sales are nice. It's fine. Do sales. Okay. But there's a lot of stuff that has become vaporware. Where is the Legends Ultimate 4K? We want to see it. Where is this Legends Voyager handheld? Whatever happened to that big announcement? Whatever, is there going to be any future update to steering wheels, light guns, racing machines, as well as upgrade kits? Or are they just confirmed completely dead? In fact, I think the only one they confirmed completely dead is the Legends Bit Blaster light gun. That's the only one they confirmed completely dead. But all this other stuff, AtGames likes to announce stuff and then hope you forget about it a year or two later. So hopefully we'll get some updates on these other products that they announced. So yeah, stuff like that. I want to see 2 to 4. It better be era appropriate. I want to see a 90s themed pinball game for, Battletoads and for frickin' Killer Instinct. I want to see 2 goddamn flippers on that table, maybe 3 at the most. But that's it. That's it. If it looks like these deluxe tables, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to shit all over it. I'm telling you now. I am. Give me what I want. So yeah, so they'll have a National Owners Day. We'll see what's coming up. Yeah, this is true. You have to wonder. So will we get any more product announcements, updates on the Legends Ultimate 4K, updates on any new partnerships? That's the stuff that I like that would happen during National Owners Day. At least back then when I used to kind of, collaborate with AtGames, is I'd be like, cool, you got cool stuff to announce? I have no problem talking about it. But, if it's just going to be a bunch of sales, I'll be like, okay, I own all your stuff already, but good for everyone else who is waiting on a deal, right? Waiting on a deal and all that kinds of stuff. Last little bit here. I think I got it. I wouldn't be surprised if they start talking about, did I not grab the picture? Apparently something got, oh wait, no, I do have the picture. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go back. So when they did their announcement for Pinball Net, let me see if I have the photo. I don't have the photo. Why do I not have the photo? Yes, I do. Okay, here we go. You guys are just going to have to be patient with me. AtGames. No, they put it, where did they put it? No, 19K Fox didn't kill it. I wonder if a hologram table with haptics is in the works. Oh, I don't think so. Natural history of too many levels and flippers. I'm not really into them. Oh, yeah, and that's the other thing, too, is I'd like them to announce some more skins. You can only assume that maybe... Keep in mind, this is a guess. I have to say that to make sure I don't get any legal paperwork sent my way, because they are some touchy, defensive little babies over there about their stuff. But my guess is they slowed the rollout of those skins when... with all the issues these tables have been having. But they're like, keep pumping the tables out. All right. Here we go. I got the release notes for Pinball Net. So on the release notes for Pinball Net, they did mention something. And it kind of got snuck in there. I'm going to pull this up. I did a community post of this, but I'm going to delete my community post because I don't think anyone really saw it. It was a terrible photo, so nobody probably clicked on the description of it. But on their release notes for Pinball Net, they mentioned here, how do I cancel my Pinball Net subscription? They goes, well, once it launches, once your free period ends, because keep in mind, we all have free Pinball Net right now, a system will be updated to include cancellation, blah, blah, blah. Now check this out. Cancellation may also be done in the Legends Access mobile application upon release. Legends Access mobile application. Well, call me crazy, but I've never heard them mention this before, ever. So if I had to assume something, they're releasing a Legends Access mobile app. Now, when I think about like Arcade1Up's mobile app, because Arcade1Up is the only other company still in business with a mobile app, rest in peace, iArcade. Arcade1Up's mobile app will let you track what products you owned. You could have friends. You could even DM your friends, but you could also chase leaderboards together. So that was pretty cool. Now, if Arcade1Up was able to do that, surely AtGames with their ecosystem is going to be able to do that. So it sounds to me like potentially something similar coming out. A Legends Access mobile app, which, depending on what features they put in there, it would be kind of cool to, be able to track your ArcadeNet friends, as well as pinball scores against each other, maybe high scores in arcade games and things like that. One thing they did mention about PinballNet is the ability with PinballNet, you could have local tournaments. So you can like set up your own tournaments, like tournaments with friends. And I found that very, very interesting because that's something that I would like to do, but not tournaments that involve AtGames, tournaments that we do on the AtGames platform. I don't want to have to ask AtGames for permission, nor do I want to have AtGames sponsor anything. Like literally, we want to be able to set up these tournaments ourselves, and you just provide us the ability to do so, and we'll enjoy it. So yeah, so supposedly we'll have that ability too with this thing, but I haven't looked too deep into it. So it'd be cool to have community run tournaments run and hosted by the community, not by AtGames directly or the AtGames employees in their Facebook groups and things like that. It would be nice to have just some normal community tournaments. So there you go. I actually dig a lot of the Taito tables. I know some people didn't like the EM style, but I mean, technically, the rumor, keep in mind this is rumor. Again, I have to say these things so I can't be held legally liable. The rumor was that AtGames only had a certain amount of money that they gave Magic Pixel, and Magic Pixel said, well, with this amount of money, we can only create, you'll get 3 EM style games and 1 more premium table, which they did the campaign tables. It was a money thing, right? Now that AtGames has made a lot of money off this stuff, well, now, you're seeing Dr. Seuss, you're seeing Natural History, Zen Studios partnership, right? More money coming in, they'll be able to do better things. So, I'm sure, I'm hoping they don't go in with a very small check to Magic Pixel or whoever and say, please build us a really shitty version of Killer Instinct Pinball. Like, hopefully they're walking in with a fat check saying, make something awesome. Keep in mind, they've been working on this thing for over a year, supposedly. So hopefully with that amount of time vested in it, it's going to be super, super cool. There you go. Yeah, I love the Space Invaders table. What's interesting is you guys are going to call me crazy. Space Invaders and Bubble Bobble, which are 2 campaign tables, I enjoy playing. The other campaign table, Operation Wolf, I can't stand. I don't know what it is about Operation Wolf, but I just hate playing it on the AtGames ecosystem. So there you go. All right, let's go to our poll. I'm going to end the poll. Now, the poll was, how often do you play your home arcade products? Be honest, no judgment here, right? Do you play your products daily, weekly, which means once per week, just once? Weekly, 2 times or more per week, or monthly here and there, which basically means when I get a free chance, I'll play my machines. So based upon the poll results, we have, and I'm going to have to take a screenshot of this as well before I lose it. We're going to end the poll now for you guys. Oop, let's get that off of there. All right, here we go. Let me grab the poll results here. We had 135 votes casted in the live chat. How often do you play your home arcade products? Be honest, no judgment. 27% of you, which means 1 out of every 4 of you, do not play your machines daily or weekly. You play them what you would call monthly, here and there. Like, hell, you might have such a busy life with your family, with your kids, with your friends, with, ballet class, soccer practice. You know what I mean? Oh, I got to work on the house. I got to do yard work. I mean, we're all grown ass men who have families and homes. And 27% of you do not play your machines all the time. Does that mean you wasted your money on them? Does that mean you're a fake gamer? Absolutely not, my friends. Absolutely not. I'm telling you, it's absolutely okay to not play your machines all the time. How many of you play at least weekly? So the second one was weekly, 25% per week. 25% of you said you at least play once per week. That's pretty good. If I had to be honest with you guys, when it comes to playing machines, I'm probably around once or twice per week I'm playing something. And a lot of it has to deal with, am I working on a YouTube video for it at the time? How many of you play daily? 22%. So that's a lot of you who say you touch your arcade products every single day. And then 24%, 2 or more times per week. So there's a lot of people out there who like to think that because somebody doesn't play something every day, it means there's this horrible person. And guys, I'm sorry, but if you have time in your life where you get off work and either you have no kids or wives or whatever, or let's just say you do and they all go to bed and you commit yourself to every night you go and turn on your machine and play a few levels of Pac-Man because you're obsessed, congratulations. I'm excited for you. But there are a lot of people who just simply, guys, we are all, my audience, 78% of my audience is between the ages of 40 to 65. So in my opinion, 40 to 65-year-olds, you guys are probably in the same situations as me. Most of you, married, kids, work. It is impossible to play this stuff every day. And when I see people complaining, oh my God, he hasn't touched his AtGames in 3 weeks. I'm like, yeah, I haven't. If I was Ariana Grande, I would go, yes, and like, yeah, I haven't. And it's impossible. It's impossible. You come here. And by the way, I wanted to spell one more rumor, because I can prove this is a lie. There's people out there that run around on YouTube insulting this gaming community as well as YouTubers who cover it. And here's what they say. They never play their machines. That's what they say. Let me point something out to you. The people that say this, or they'll say things like, oh, nobody should buy that product because it's probably going to just, end up in a corner and they'll never play it. They're never going to play it. Like when I see people say this, and usually the people saying this are people who collect what you might call real arcade machines. Let me tell you something. I also own real arcades. I also own real pinball. And I know for a fucking fact that those people like me who own real pinball and real arcade machines, you don't play your machines every day either. So knock it off, cut the shit. Some of you, your machines sit in the garage with 3 layers of dust on them until you decide one day to go in, dust it off, and play your machine the same way other people do with this stuff. Does that make sense? Cut the shit. These are all toys, whether it's a real arcade machine, a real pinball machine, or a home arcade machine. You all don't play your machines every day either. For real. You don't. You know how I know? For instance, I have real pinball machines downstairs, and because I've been so busy with my life and other things, I haven't turned on my Labyrinth pinball machine in 3 weeks. Go, if you're friends with me on Insider Connected, you'll see I haven't played my Venom pinball machine in a month. Does that mean I'm some fake person? No, it means I'm fucking busy and I haven't been able to touch it. So every time you hear some guy going, they never play their machines, guess what? They don't play theirs either. All right, we got $5 here from Galaga Guy. For me, with 2 toddlers, he plays 2 times a week is pretty good for me. That's true, Galaga Guy. With your schedule and your commitments, that's pretty good. Good for me. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. All right, guys, there you go. No, I'm not talking about anyone in particular. I'm just talking in general. I see that a lot, usually on the real arcade channels. They like talking like they play their machines every day, and they don't. And they don't. You want to know why? Because in their YouTube videos, you'll see their machines behind them covered in dust. And also, I own real, and I own, if you want to call them toy, but they're all toys. And guess what? I don't play them all every day. Ha 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 ha. I'm busy. I'm a grown ass man. I have things to do. There you go. And that's the other thing too. How can I play every day if I'm busy filming and recording videos? Guys, I got products coming in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. The happiest time I'll be as a gamer is when I turn off and quit YouTube and I can actually just not worry about that stuff anymore. Not worry about churning and burning content and just enjoy what I have and never have to tell anyone about it. There you go, NASA. People forget you can zoom in and see the dust. There you go. All right, guys. Sometimes I laugh at the gaslighting, the craziness on the internet. It just fucking cracks me up from time to time. But, all right. All right, guys, that's all I got for I Hate Mondays. We'll be back. We got produced videos actually coming out this week. Just a reminder, no Multicade Monday show tomorrow. I'm busy. I got stuff to do. So I got work and I got stuff going on after work. So no Multicade Mondays. That's why we did the show this afternoon. And there you go. If you enjoyed this broadcast, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up on your way out. And as always, my dudes, thank you for subscribing. We'll talk to you real soon.